Let's begin today with the intriguing topic of vulnerability. Now, you may be thinking, vulnerability? Isn't that just a fancy word for crying in public? I promise you there's a lot more to it than just looking for a shoulder to cry in. In fact, it's more like opening the lid of a peanut butter jar. You're not quite sure if you're fine smooth or a crunchy surprise. Vulnerability is not just about spilling your deepest secrets at the local bar to that bartender, though they might appreciate if you give them an extra tip. It's about the courage to be yourself, even when every fiber in your being is screaming to close down and hide under a blanket of comfort. It's about saying, "This is me. Take it or leave it," and knowing that either way, you'll just be fine. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to speak up, but you hesitated, feeling judgment or rejection? Imagine a time when you felt the urge to share an idea at work or express your feelings to a loved one, but instead you chose silence. What stopped you? Was it the fear of not being good enough or the worry that your words would not be accepted? Experimenting with opening up where you want to close down can be incredibly powerful. It's like trying a new dance move on the dance floor. You might stumble, you might fall, but you might find the freedom and growth that you experience with every mixed step. The more you practice, the more you realize that the world doesn't end when you show up as your true self. Remember, I talked about that peanut butter? Every time you open up, it's like trying to unscrew that lid. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's crunchy, but you won't know until you give it a twist. And here's the best part: each time that you do, you get better at it. You build confidence and you discover that being vulnerable isn't a weakness, it's a strength. So the next time you feel like closing down, experiment. Experiment with opening up. Share an idea, express your feelings, let your authentic self just shine through. And when you do, just ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? You might find that the rewards far outweigh the risks. So the final questions for today: how will you choose to open up in your next moment of vulnerability? Will you embrace the challenge and discover the strength that you have within? Remember, open up to success, courage, and vulnerability. Embrace your true self to be a success